The infamous lizard brain. Now, the lizard brain derives from an outdated theory in the 60s by a neuroscientist called Paul MacLean. Paul MacLean proposed the triune brain theory, which consists of 3 layers. The proto-reptilian, which we now know as the basal ganglia at the centre of the brain. The next layer that is wrapped around this is called the palo-mammalian complex, or as we know, the limbic system. This area is in charge of emotion and bonding. The final and largest layer is called the neo-mammalian complex, or as we know now, the neocortex, containing the cerebral cortex in charge of logic and reasoning. This theory is outdated, but for its time it made sense. What I will be referring to as the lizard brain is the amygdala, which actually resides in the limbic system, not the basal ganglius, the so-called lizard brain. The amygdala is not bad, it is the most ancient part of your brain that kept your ancestors alive and is the very reason you're alive today, and is responsible for fear, anger, negativity. Also, it's responsible for your fight or flight. In the 21st century though, the amygdala is the little bitch part of your brain. Today, it is purposely overstimulated. From game developers, social media developers to advertising. Anything in the modern world that is addictive, I guarantee there's someone behind the scenes who's aware of your lizard brain and is taking advantage of you. If you couple this with the already overstimulated modern environment, the survival machine is constantly in action, which is not a good thing. It's the part of the brain that can make you fearful on trying anything or starting something new, which could just lead you to never leaving your comfort zone. It's basically the procrastinating, anxiety-causing, overthinking part of your brain that always has an excuse not to try. I've always been a yo-yoer when it comes to my weight. I've been both Jabba the Hutt and the Machinist. Granted, probably never been as skinny as the Machinist, but Jabba, maybe. When I was growing up, I was always in between skinny or chubby. Towards the end of high school, I really packed on the pounds. I was quite overweight at the time. That lasted all the way to the end of college. In between going to college and university, I really put in the work and started becoming an avid runner. I got into really good shape. Then of course, once I got into university, the sheer amount of partying and takeaways I would have every night, I put that weight back on very quickly. Then fast forward to where I am now, after university, I've lost a bunch of weight again and yo-yoed back down. But this time, I've become a gym bro, so at least I won't be a twig. Through this arduous journey of constantly gaining and losing weight, I'm all too aware of the lizard brain. It is my arch nemesis. I would argue that I didn't fully have control of it until I got into self-improvement. Now, I don't want this to sound like an excuse, but the lizard brain does have a big part to play in when it comes to gaining weight. It's stuck in a time when you didn't know when you were going to get your next meal, so just have another bite of that cake. Or the latest installment, you feel a bit tired. Skip leg day, you might as well. And if that doesn't work, the phantom injuries start to kick in, my knees feel a bit off, I really shouldn't go today. And then it starts telling me, well, chest and arms are the only days that matter, bro. So, how do you control your lizard brain? Luckily, we have a much more modern part of our brain. The CHAD, the alpha of our brain, the prefrontal cortex. This is how you will control your lizard brain. Beat the lizard brain into submission. It's not going to be easy at first. It means not listening to it and stepping out of your comfort zone. It will try every trick up its sleeve. It might even play a trap card, fight or flight. This is where the prefrontal cortex comes into play. Through logic and reason, deconstruct what is causing you fear, or what instant gratification thing you are addicted to. Write a list of why your lizard brain is wrong. After this, do it regardless of how you feel. Accept that you might fail or be anxious. Realize it's not going to kill you, and anxiety is just a feeling. Allow yourself to feel anxious, or act stupid, or fail. I've already made a video on how to care less that I'll link in the description. It will help you come out of your comfort zone and care less. Lastly, now I don't want to beat a dead horse because this has been in all my videos so far, but the most important thing is meditation, and the science supports it. Usually people are put off because they associate it with spirituality, which there's nothing wrong with. However, it's been shown to decrease depression, anxiety, and increase memory, self-awareness, and goal setting. Now here's the interesting part. When scientists compared new meditators to lifelong meditators, they found a difference in brainwaves. The people who had meditated throughout their life had found to have increased alpha waves, which have been shown to decrease negative thinking, depression, and anger. The cherry on top, a study found that an 8-week meditation program increased grey matter in areas of the brain correlated with memory, emotion regulating, and learning, and decreased grey matter in the amygdala. If this isn't good enough reason for you to start, the lizard brain is clearly in control of you. Unfortunately, our culture and technology has evolved at a far greater pace than our brain, leaving us to play catch up and find ways to overcome the hurdles left from an old software. To be aware of limitations preset on us for a modern way of living from an old way of life is how to navigate your way out. Commit to the actions I've laid out, and remember that you saying it's not working or I'm not going to do that, it's not going to work, is your amygdala talking. I know I said I still get thoughts from the lizard brain, but from taking these steps, they are just fleeting thoughts. I notice them and carry on. Short of major brain surgery, there's no way to completely stop the thoughts or your lizard brain, but you can control it. If you want to improve your life, but you always find yourself falling short, or you have anxiety from stepping out your comfort zone, I urge you to take the actions. Master your mind and you will see results. Like always, if you like that content or you're into self-improvement, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.